So let's talk about the trad wife. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy and I always feel so blessed that you continue to watch my face. If you are new and you happen to stumble upon my channel, please hit the red subscribe button and like any video that you like. You can also leave me a comment because I do like reading them and I do like getting back to you. My name is Cynthia. I am a millennial homemaker as well as a former Miss Earth Canada, and as you can probably tell by the other videos on my channel, we talk about homemaking as well as femininity, and we really are a community of women who support each other along this journey. Speaking of a community, I really wanted to talk to you about the negative press that the trad wife movement, the trad wife term, has been getting lately in the media. Right off the bat, I want to define what a traditional wife is, what a trad wife is. So it's essentially what the name is, traditional wife, and some people will say traditional housewife because the majority of the women in this movement are full-time homemakers. We do have some women who work jobs that are conducive to raising children in the same hours as well as flexible work, and they would also consider themselves traditional wives. The whole point is that these women kind of embrace a more traditional structure in their marriage, kind of like how it used to be. So the male being the majority provider as well as the woman being the caretaker of the home as well as the children if they have any. So I'm not here to discredit any work that anybody has been doing, but you might have seen articles like this, and this in the media. And considering I've been making videos for this particular subset of women out there on the internet for a little bit under a year, I can tell you that I've never met a woman who is actually like the women that these people are talking about in their articles. In fact, the kind of women that I have met have been in a few categories. So we have the camp of women who have always wanted to be stay-at-home moms. However, this hustler girl power culture has made them feel guilty about choosing that, or has told them that that is not a legitimate life path and that they have to have either a backup or they have to do something else with their life. And we also have the subset of women who have followed that more mainstream path and they are just tired. They are just tired because even though they are living out a more mainstream 50-50 lifestyle, at the end of the day, that usually doesn't happen because the woman does tend to take on more responsibilities. For this reason, we have an influx of women who are coming back to a traditional lifestyle. And I have never met one of these women, and I do not believe this myself, that feels like all women should be in the kitchen. In fact, just because you have a traditional marriage does not mean that you are an incompetent individual. It does not mean that you do not have your own brain and you do not have your own set of skills to work outside of the home if you want to, but you choose a more traditional life path. It's a shame because I think that the media has vilified this subset of women, and it's just a small community of people who are just looking to connect with other women, because a lot of women who choose to embrace a more traditional lifestyle often feel marginalized in their communities, and it's very difficult to find other people who live similar ways. This does not mean that these women do not want to go out there and have friends who do live a more mainstream lifestyle. This just means that it feels good to know somebody who lives the same way that you do. Many women feel a comfort in living this type of lifestyle, and they also enjoy knowing exactly what their role is in their marriage. I have met many people living a more mainstream lifestyle who have gone from that to living a more traditional lifestyle, who had found it extremely exhausting, kind of trying to separate the tasks 50-50. Many women thrive in their femininity and grow in their femininity by taking on more traditional gender roles. And if we really believe that all women should have a choice, we should kind of let those women do that. I have noticed that as much as we move forward and as much as we tell women that they can do anything that they want in life, we do have a type of criticism when they do not do it our way, when they do not do it the mainstream way. There's kind of a joke of like, be anything that you want, but don't be that. And like I've talked about before, how women might criticize other women for their femininity, I do think that they are kind of a straw man criticizing many women in the traditional wife movement by taking perhaps bits of what people are saying and construing it into this sort of racist, sexist remark. This is extremely apparent with the concept of submission. Many people will think of submission, for example, in the sexual way. They will also think about submission in the slave and master way. But submission, for many women in this movement because many of us are Christian, and I do believe that it probably applies to all other faiths, but I do put that disclaimer out all the time because I don't want to say something about other faiths that I'm not completely sure about. But for example, me as a Catholic, as a Christian woman, the type of submission that we believe has nothing to do with demeaning the other person. If you're interested in the type of submission that I believe in, there was an excellent video made by a Catholic homemaker that I am going to link down below. I have also noticed, especially from other women who are talking about femininity and traditional womanhood and homemaking online, that they have noticed that their relationship has improved when they have adopted a more traditional lifestyle, when they took the plunge to doing that. Because you kind of have to think about it like your dream job. I am not against women going out in science and doing that if that is what they desire. And if that was really your dream job and you stepped out and you took a risk and went to do that, it's very natural that you are going to feel more confident and happy in yourself. Similar to the woman who is living a more mainstream path, once she decides that that is not for her and she goes the traditional route, once she steps on that journey, she is just going to be radiating more happiness than ever before. And I do really think that it plucks a chord, I don't know what the expression is, but it kind of rubs people the wrong way because many people like to feel comfortable in their assumptions that they have of other people. So if you are somebody who has this assumption of stay-at-home moms, housewives, people who work traditional feminine careers as being unintelligent or as being weak-willed, you're going to be looking for like confirmation bias, little tiny things that are going to justify your point, and you're going to be blind to the happiness that many women feel choosing this. I could honestly talk to you about this all day, and I would love to know your constructive and positive comments down below. You can leave that for me. I would love to have a discussion with you about it. But one final point that I do want to make in this short video is that if you are somebody who considers themselves a trad wife, or you consider yourself a more traditional wife, please try to reach out to other women and support other women. We are all different in this movement. We all have different interests. We might be more traditional than another woman, and it doesn't help if we are not supporting each other, even through our minor differences. We are only stronger together, and I really wish that you reach out to your other fellow traditional women, sisters. I hope that you got something from this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.